welcome to the channel Ginger Ninja's Movie Reviews. I am the Ginger Ninja and these are my movie reviews. Now we're into the second week of Sci Fi July and we're kicking it off with Dark City from 1998. Now this is directed by Alex Proyas. It stars Rufus Sewell, Jennifer Connelly, Kiefer Sutherland, William Hurt, Melissa George, Bruce Spence and Richard O'Brien. Now let's talk about Dark City. This here is my Blu-ray copy. I love this cover art. It's fantastic. It's really ominous and kind of dark. I do have the director's cut on here and the theatrical cut as well. I will be discussing the theatrical cut only, not the director's cut. So this movie is a mind bender in the best possible way. It's a neo-noir sci-fi flick that takes you on a wild ride through a mysterious and twisted dark city. Now, first things first, I do want to send out a big thank you to all my new subscribers. It's fantastic. I really do hope you're enjoying these reviews as much as I am, and you're checking out my other content as well. Fantastic. Thank you so much. And of course, to my existing subscribers, I wouldn't be here without you. So truly heartfelt thank you. It means the world to me and is appreciated. Now, obviously, I will be discussing plot specifics and there will be spoilers ahead, so if you have not seen this film, you have been warned. The story follows a man named John Murdoch, played by Rufus Sewell, who wakes up one day with no memory of who he is or how he got there. And here's the twist. The city is being controlled by a mysterious group of beings known as the Strangers, who manipulate and change the city and its inhabitants' memories every night. As John tries to unravel the truth about himself and the city, the movie takes us on a journey full of twists and turns. You're constantly questioning what's real and what's not, and it keeps you on the edge of your seat. The mystery unfolds gradually, and every revelation brings a new layer of complexity to the story. So there you have it. It's a very intricate film, and like I did say, it does have very different layers to it, and part of that I'll touch on later on with the rewatchability, but let's get into the cast. So as I said, this movie has a huge cast with Rufus Sewell, Jennifer Connelly, all those guys, but Rufus Sewell delivers a solid performance as a confused and determined John Murdoch, and he is our focal point for the majority of the film. His story is what we're following, what has happened to him, what is happening to him, and he does a fine job. Kiefer Sutherland, wow, he is so creepy in this film as the quirky psychiatrist doctor, and you know there's something up with him, and as that unfolds you see that happening. It's really well done. Jennifer Connelly is fantastic and brings both vulnerability and strength to her role as John's love interest. The whole cast really does bring their characters to life. They really do. When has William Hurt not been anything but great in any role? He does that in this. Melissa George is fantastic as well. She only has a very small role, but she does a great job in it. Then of course you've got Bruce Spence, great Australian actor. Colin Friels, and also Richard O'Brien is in this, and he does a fantastic job. I think his character's name is Mr. Hand, and he is very evil, very vicious. Absolute great performance. The directing and the writing in this film is also, the narrative of it is richly layered, like I mentioned. So it blends elements from a variety of genres, like science fiction, mystery. It's got philosophical themes. It explores profound questions about identity, memory, the nature of reality itself, really. The concept of an artificial reality manipulated by external forces is thoughtfully explored, challenging the audience to contemplate the nature of free will and the power of perception. So that's a fair bit to dump on you, I know, but that's what this movie does. It takes you, like I said, on a ride, and it is a wild ride, and it does ask you to explore the very nature of these concepts. What is free will? what is the power of perception? How do we view the world? How does our view of the world change it, shape it, manipulate it? Yeah, you probably came into this review thinking, oh, it's going to talk sci-fi, and yeah, well, there you go. Now the directing, Alex Proyas is a great director. He has done some remarkable films, one of my favourites being The Crow, and this is done with a very similar style and feel, but not only that, its influence can be felt on subsequent films like The Matrix, which explored a very similar theme about the nature of reality and control. So, now I've got to mention the visual effects too. Obviously a sci-fi film like this is going to have effects, and the atmosphere in Dark City is just oozing with this dark and eerie vibe. So part of the effects come into the set design. The sets and visuals are gritty, and like I said, the neo-noir sort of noir world that it's created is both captivating and unsettling. The city itself feels like a character and is part of the story. It has these looming buildings that grow and change. The perpetual darkness that's in, sunlight. Where is it? It's constantly dark in this film. Watching this movie, you do find yourself absorbed in the gloomy ambience and its very distinct style and look. Like I said, it's the way the city changes and shifts is stunning. It uses shadows and lighting and adds to this surreal atmosphere, and creates a unique and unforgettable aesthetic. The look of the city, like I've said, it's got a feel to it. It's very 1920s, and you feel that with a couple of things that you do see in it. Not just its noir vibe, but it's got a very 1920s detective sort of feel to it. The automat, I think they called it. It's like where you get food, like someone's putting food in these little things, and it's just got this really old school vibe. And part of that is because they take, and this is a big spoiler, they take the memories from people from all walks of life, all eras, and it's a whole melting pot of, the city. And it's just amazing. Really nice to look at. Now, some of the effects, however, particularly near the end, you do see a creature exit one of the strangers, and I've got to be honest, this is the first time you see the creature in full. It's just not very well done. Previous, they looked like little, I guess, jellyfish or something like that coming out of one of the heads. And okay, that's kind of cool, that's kind of creepy, you can buy that. But then it's this, it just did not look good. If I can find an image, I'll put it up, but if not, check it out. It's right near the end of the film, it's kind of a final battle, you'll see it. The visual effects for the telekinesis are kind of standard what you expect. It's this sort of water rippling vibe. Yeah, they're cool. And there are some parts where it's kind of like very CGI, and it is noticeable, but it's not terrible either. So that's the only downside to the effects. Now, rewatchability, I mentioned this before, and I do want to touch on it because I won't spoil the ending, but it's a really captivating and mind-blowing finale. It does tie everything together in a satisfying way, and it's one of those movies that does leave you thinking and discussing it long after the credits. And it leaves it really open. I don't know why it keeps doing this. This is weird. But anyway. Yeah, so it keeps it open and makes you wonder what more could happen. It will, you could get some headcanon going on in this thing. You could create new stories, everything about this. It is so open for more. But look, I'm babbling on about this, so look, I will say this. If you're into dark, thought-provoking sci-fi with a touch of film noir, Dark City is definitely a must-watch. It's a roller coaster movie that will keep you engaged from start to finish, but just be prepared for some mind-bending twists and turns along the way is what I can say. Overall for a score, I would give Dark City a 7 out of 10. It's a good film. I highly recommend you check it out if you haven't already. But if you have seen it, let me know what you thought about this down below in the comments. Obviously, I'd like to hear what you've got to say about this film. Also, if you could, please do give this video a thumbs up, would be appreciated. Of course, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, clicking that notification bell for that way you're notified every time I do release a new video. Generally, I do 2 of these twice a week. I do one on Monday, one on Tuesday. That is Australian time zone, so depending on where you are in the world, it may be a bit different. I also do my 60-second reviews, which are generally every other day, but they may be scaling back a little. We'll see how we go. It's only so many movies I can watch and review, so yeah. But there you have it. Look, thank you very much for watching. I hope you have seen this, and I hope you do enjoy this film. But thank you very much. Have a great day. Bye.